This is the Morning Drive Podcast from Double T 97.3, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
I'm Mike Hebert, owner of Cantex Roofing and Construction. Every day is game day, and we'll get it right when it comes to your roofing, construction, windows, and mirrors. Call Cantex Roofing and Construction today. Together, we are one serving you.
Hey, good morning. With Jamie Lent and Jeff McGuire, I'm Chuck Heinz. This is a popular question when I'm out and about. Even last night, where I was last night.
Is Jamie as quiet as he appears?
No.
It's not the question?
No.
Oh.
No.
Yeah, nobody cares, Jeff.
Any rumblings on when our 7-1 Lady Raider Stephanie, Stephanie's last name is Okachukwa, will get officially cleared to play? Any chance she'll even play this year? I don't know when she's going to get officially cleared to play. Yes, there is a chance she's going to play this year. I think it depends on when she gets cleared, and I have no idea on that. I hope to maybe learn a little bit on that tomorrow morning. And then, the question then becomes, how quickly can she get herself in, quote, basketball shape and acclimated to what they would like her to do? So I think the hope is the last 8 games of the season. So some of that's going to depend on how much eligibility the NCAA rules that she has left. And some of that depends on kind of how she's doing, getting acclimated to what they're doing on the floor and how they can utilize her. And how they utilize her this year might be completely different than next year, because you're going to have a completely different team next year. Mm-hmm. But, if you have an opportunity to utilize her in a certain manner and help you, win a couple extra games, especially when you get to the tournament, then that could be quite fruitful in terms of helping you. So we'll see. We'll see. If I learn more, I'll share more. But that's pretty much what I know right now. So we'll see. We'll have Lady Raider basketball on the air for you tomorrow, 12:30, the broadcast time, 1 o'clock tip. They take on K-State. One good news from K-State's standpoint is that Aoka Lee, she ain't here anymore. So
that's great news.
That is great news.
That's great news for the Lady Raiders.
Yes, absolutely.
It's terrible news for K-State.
Well, they had her for 7 years, for God's sake. So, they got all of her that they could get.
Really? She was there for 7 years?
I don't know if it was 7, but it's literally, it's pretty close, Jamie.
You can't say that anymore, because there are people out there, including our new tight end, that actually have been in college for 7 years. I think that she was there for parts of 7 years. Because I saw that the other day. I was thinking about that. I was going to look at that. Let's see. It's not that important, Jim.
Okay, never mind. Anyway, what I really wanted to get to and pick your brain about this, because I find this very interesting, and you and Choice Woodman talked about this yesterday on the end of the bench during the bottom line. And this ESPN story came out after our show last night.
On the end of the bench during the bottom line.
I'm sorry. on the bottom line on 100.7 The Score after the end of the bench. Okay, that'd been really good, right? If you were at the end of the bench on the bottom line.
Well, we are. We're technically the bottom of the barrel, so that's fine.
But at any rate, the story came out yesterday that 39 players on 17 NCAA Division I teams have been are being accused of being involved in fixing games, point shaving, or things along those lines, or being fixed by a gambling ring that included a former NBA player. This is according to a federal indictment unsealed yesterday in the Eastern District of Pennsylvania. 20 of the 26 defendants played college basketball during the 23-24 or 24-25 seasons. 4 of the players charged have played for their current teams in the past week. The teams involved with those players, Eastern Michigan and Kennesaw State, have announced that their players have been suspended indefinitely. Okay, 2 of them. none of the allegations were from this season. But here's the thing that's interesting. The schools that are involved, Abilene Christian, Alabama State, Buffalo, Coppin State, DePaul, Eastern Michigan, Kennesaw State, New Orleans, Nichols State, North Carolina A&T, Northwestern State, Robert Morris, St. Louis, Southern Miss, Tulane. Anything interesting there to you? Is it just these schools? Because the non-Power 4 schools, the gamblers aren't interested in the Power 4 schools at all, are they?
I think my guess is the kind of money that we were talking about in these kind of scandals are chump change to guys that are playing Power 4 basketball. And so it's easier to go after less marquee games. Maybe people aren't going to notice as much of the oddities of some of the gambling, some of the things that are being gambled on. And it's also easier to influence a guy who's playing at a smaller level who's probably not getting, $1 million or $500,000 of NIL money. It's easier to entice him with, hey, I can make you $30,000 here.
That's an interesting perspective. You're probably right about that, because the fixers, and there's the 5 of these defendants, were offered bribes ranging from $10,000 to $30,000 to intentionally underperform. The bettors then placed in one quote millions of dollars in wages on the fixed games. And you're right. I mean, why would somebody who's got an NIL deal of $1 million risk that for $10,000? Yeah, you're exactly right. But then it makes you wonder why some of the guys in the NBA, like Chauncey Billups, why he risked his NBA career, where he'd made millions, over fixing a card game, an elaborate card game.
Yeah, I don't know if it's the excitement of getting away with something. I don't know if it's the, boy, this is just too easy, for me to do. I'm not really sure what the allure there is. Not really sure.
But let's...
You know what people that have a lot of money want?
More money.
More money.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've always said people are kind of like dogs. No matter how much food you give them, they're always ready for more. I think people are the same way with money.
There's probably some truth to that. But you have to think, too, though, that these aren't the only schools that are involved in something like this. That is...
Oh, no, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
And maybe this is like the low-hanging fruit where they could get these guys, and maybe this scares the others to not do it, or they go, I'm smarter than those guys over at Abilene Christian. What do those guys know about stealing stuff, right?
The Morning Drive podcast from Double T 97.3 is presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
Today is Friday, January the 16th, 2026. With this day in sports history, here is Jeff McGuire.
I'm going to let you guys know that when we get to the birthday section today, you're going to need to be sitting down. And I know you two are. Listening audience is going to need to be sitting down.
Why, do you have a wow factor for us?
I got a wow. I was shocked when I saw this number today. But 1952, U.S. Standard Board clears Stan Musial to get his $85,000 salary. Isn't that nice of them?
Very nice.
We appreciate that. 1966, Chicago is granted an NBA franchise to be called
The Bulls.
The Bulls. They would be the third NBA franchise in the city after
The Bears?
No.
After the Blackhawks?
No.
Oh.
NBA franchise.
Oh.
After the Stags
Okay.
from 46 to 50, and the Packers/Zephyrs, who are now the Washington Wizards.
I wonder why they called them the Bulls.
The trade market there.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's produce, it's produce and meat. It's not like stocks.
Like the stock market, like the Bulls and the Bears.
Yeah, but it's not like stocks. It's like commodities. That's the word I'm looking for.
Okay.
1988, the National Football League, St. Louis Cardinals, announced they are moving to Phoenix. In 2008, Texas Tech beat number 10 Texas A&M 68-53. It was Bob Knight's 900th career victory. Martin Zeno scored 19 points, and Trevor Cook added a career-high 14 for the good guys. And in 2020, newly appointed manager Carlos Beltran and the New York Mets mutually agreed to part ways because of his role in the Houston Astros sign-stealing scandal. Third manager forced out of his job as a result of the allegations.
Yeah, never managed a single game for him.
Who was the guy for the Astros is one. Beltran. AJ Hinch. Who's the other one?
I don't know.
Okay.
Three different managers?
It was three. Oh, the Red Sox guy.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Not Francona, the guy after Francona.
Yeah, he's back.
Yeah.
He's back as their manager.
Why can't I think of his name?
He's got a brother that also played.
I have drawn a blank card.
I'll get it for you.
It is National Fig Newton Day.
What are you thinking about the Fig Newton? I mean, you a fan?
5 or 6 of them every now and then are awesome. The Girl Scout cookies that are in the break room right now, the peanut butter sandwich ones, sleeves of those are awesome.
Alex Cora.
There we go.
Alex and Joey Cora, yeah. I say one of them is okay, like, I don't know, once every 6 months or so. Fig Newton. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like maybe if there's nothing else left, a Fig Newton.
Birthday today. Great day to be a wide receiver for Texas Tech. Happy birthday, Lloyd Hill. 55 today. Tomorrow.
Lloyd Hill is 55.
Lloyd Hill is 55.
Wow.
Now, that was not the wow that I need you sitting down for. This is the wow. Texas Tech head soccer coach Tom Stone tomorrow
is 60.
21.
I can see that. Happy birthday, Coach.
Happy birthday. Well, absolutely. Happy birthday, Coach. No hesitation there whatsoever. 60.
He's got kids in college.
It doesn't mean he looks a day over 48.
Oh, okay.
He looks really good for 60. So congratulations, Coach. Happy birthday tomorrow. Also, your former Texas Tech signal caller this year, Baron Morton, turns 24 tomorrow.
How about that? Good for him.
Back to today, Kate Moss is 52. James May is 63. Albert Pujols, 46. John Carpenter, 78. And Joe Flacco is 41. And Chuck, have you ever tilted at windmills?
Have I tilted at windmills?
Do you even know what that phrase means?
No.
It is from the book Don Quixote, because he was a little bit crazy. That's an understatement. But he thought himself very noble and was trying to save a fair maiden and drew his lance against a windmill in the book, Don Quixote. It was written and published on this day in 1605. It is considered to be, by many, the first modern novel and one of the greatest novels of all time. So if someone ever says that you are tilting at windmills, they think you're a little bit crazy.
Okay. Have you read that?
I have not. I have seen the play many times.
Okay.
It is a very good play.
Jamie?
With some very good music in it.
Yeah.
And that is a Stay in Sports History.
It's Stay in Sports History. All right. 6:51. I had a couple of guys on my line that chimed in with Alex Cora. So appreciate it takes a village to do this show, Jamie.
And we are a village.
we need all the all the help that we can get. One thing about the game tomorrow, and I think this is just a bueno idea. They sent this out to the students yesterday, and there was a good student crowd for the Lady Raider game on Tuesday night. So basically, what they're doing is they're saying to the students, be at the Lady Raider game, and you get early entry into the Red Raider basketball game. Okay. So I love that. So come to the game at 1, and then you're going to get early entry, so you can get the good seats for Tech and BYU. And I'm assuming the good seats are right behind the basketball goal, so you can mess with the other team as best you can. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's good. And they had, I will just say this.
But that there must give them a pass or something.
Yeah, they get an early entry
pass.
Yeah.
Of some sort.
Yeah, wristband or something.
They're not just allowed to stick around.
No. Yeah, they'll have probably they'll have some kind of token or something like that. Where they can get in early to the red race. I mean, who knows? In today's technological world, they might be able to, access their ticket and say, okay, well, you were here and now you're here.
Yeah, maybe so.
Maybe
so.
We all, at some point in time, we're all going to have a chip inserted to us at birth so they can track our every movement if we don't already.
Okay.
Sorry, I was getting something loaded up. What?
I said, we're all at some point in time going to have a chip inserted into our body at birth if we don't already. So that people.
Do you think one's already been inserted in your arm?
I don't know.
That's not what I asked. I asked, do you think that?
No, I don't. I do think my phone hears me, though.
It does.
And then,
I can tell you it does.
And then it responds to me. And
well, yeah.
Some stuff pops up that I've just pops up.
That whole advertising thing?
I don't think anybody in America doesn't think that, Jeff.
Yeah, you're probably right about that.
Yeah.
You're probably. It's just uncanny, though, how it happens. Where you'll have a conversation with somebody, and then something that's somewhat related, kind of related, and maybe completely unrelated to the conversation that you're having, and it just pops up in your news feed. It's just bizarre.
There's two parts of it. Yes, your phone is listening to you. Let's not even pretend that it's not. Every search you ever make for anything comes up in your Google ads.
Yeah, and I get that.
All of that. But there's also the once you see something, you start noticing it more often too. Mm-hmm. Like if you buy a new car, you're like, I never see this car out there. And all of a sudden you see 100 of them.
Sure, that's always the way. Like if you're in the market for a new refrigerator, you see every refrigerator ad. Yeah, there's no question about that. That's subliminal stuff that takes place inside your brain, man. That just cracking open some people's brain would be probably pretty interesting. See what's in there. kind of files are in there, filed away. Could be fascinating, right, Jamie?
Fascinating.
Your daily dose of sports and fun. This is the Morning Drive Podcast from Double T 97.3, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
Jamie Lent, Jeff McGuire, and Chuck Heinz. Coming up at 9 o'clock this morning, you'll hear the end of the bench on 100.7 The Score. Dan Patrick here on Double T 97.3. You can go to the Double T Sports Network and catch our Talkin' Baseball podcast with Jamie and Choice Woodman and their special guest, Texas Tech head baseball coach Tim Tadlock. So look for that at doubleTSportsNetwork.com. There's one big game in the Big 12 tonight. This is really weird. I just don't understand this, but I guess this is a made-for-TV deal in the Big 12 with Baylor and Kansas playing tonight at KU. That'll be a 7 o'clock tip time tonight from Lawrence.
I love it.
You do?
I wish they did more of it.
You do?
Yeah.
Okay.
Why not? I mean, it gives you, the Friday night primetime slot for people who are fans of the Big 12 to watch a game.
Okay. All right. That's a good way to look at it. That's a good way to look at it.
I mean, you watching all, let's say there's 1-6-1. Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Okay.
You watching all 6 games on Saturday?
No.
No. You're more likely to watch one of them on Friday night?
Potentially, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it makes total sense to me.
Okay. Yeah, I really hadn't thought about it like that, but that's probably you're right. You're right. I won't be able to. I'm not going to watch it tonight. I'm got another activity tonight. So it didn't really fit with my schedule, but nobody's asking me what my schedule's like.
God, what do people have to do on Friday night in West Texas that's more important than watching a basketball game?
I know what I'm doing tonight, and I'm looking forward to it. So there.
He doesn't get it.
Yesterday's conversation.
About?
No, not just yesterday,
game.
but a million times.
Oh,
you know when.
Oh yeah.
Wednesday's basketball game.
Right. What do we got going on? Right. I got you.
What else?
Yeah. What else is there?
The thought that anybody has anything else going
better.
on in their life.
Yeah.
is just
Right.
Shocking to It's just shocking.
Tomorrow in the Big 12, number 2 Iowa State plays at Cincinnati. That's a 1:00 tip. Also tomorrow at 1, TCU is at Utah. Number 1 Arizona tomorrow at 3 is at UCF to take on the Knights. And then Colorado's at West Virginia as they stayed on the road from playing at Cincinnati the other night. And then K-State plays at Oklahoma State. And then here in town, you got the Red Raiders and BYU, pair of ranked teams taking on each other. 16-1 and 13-4 are the records. We'll have the game at 6, play-by-play at 7. Here's Coach Grant McCasland about how the game against Utah helped prepare them for the game tomorrow night against BYU.
Well, I mean, obviously we just watched their game they played against BYU, Utah's game at Utah, and that's really the only game I've watched of BYU's. And, you know, BYU has no problem scoring. They've got, I think, probably one of the hardest playing guys in our league in Richie. I mean, 2 years ago when we faced BYU when Pope was the coach, and it was our first year here, and, you know, we came back from that big comeback. We were watching film, and Matty B, who's the head coach of Stephen F. Austin, by the way, who's having a fantastic season and playing great. I don't know if they're 14-3 or something like that, but they have he's doing an awesome job like we knew he would. But he told me, he's like, Coach, watch this because we're trying to prepare. Defensively, he's like, Richie is the best player on their team. And he may be an all-league, first-team all-league player. He's unbelievable. And I just literally showed our team the clips of him offensive rebounding against Utah. He's relentless. He doesn't have to have the ball passed to him. He can really shoot it, and he's tough. And I just have so much respect for their team. I obviously coached AJ in the summer, and Rob's obviously a great player, but I mean, they just got a great scheme and they play really hard, and they're a very difficult team to defend, and really a lot of respect for them. So it should be a great opportunity.
AJ DeBansa is averaging 23.1 points a game. Richie Saunders at 19.3, and then Robert Wright III, he referred to him as Rob, averaging 17 points a ball game for BYU on the season. And so,
well, he paints a picture of a difficult challenge for your team that's been a little bit defensively challenged.
Yeah. That's which, I mean, they're going to have to get after it. You know, and Wright leads them in, Saunders leads them in threes made with 46, and he shoots at a clip at about 40%. So they do really well from beyond the arc, but like Jamie said earlier, the Red Raiders do better, especially in Big 12 play.
You're really good in that area, especially if you got JT Toppin knocking in as many as he did the other night.
Well, yeah, I mean, and you know, Toppin in Big 12 play now is 3 for 8, but Donovan Atwell leads you in threes made right now in Big 12 play with 17. We were just talking about him, and he's 17 of his 18 made field goals, Jamie, are from beyond the arc.
Not wasting time with those 2-pointers.
Meanwhile, for Toppin, 37 of his 40 made field goals have been from 2. So, a little inside-outside game going there for the Red Raiders. And the Red Raiders in Big 12 play so far have made 24 more shots than their opponents. Grant McCasland also talked about, in his mind, the strides that his team has made defensively since the beginning of the year. So this is going to be since the start of Big 12 play.
No, our defense has improved. I mean, if you look at, I don't know what it'll show after tonight, but there's a web page called Bartorvik, and it breaks up the season, and you can start it at different times. And if you start like the middle to the end of December, you take the last 6 games or 5 games, 6 games, we've got the number 10 defense in the country right now, and that's of all teams. And so I just think it's moving in the right direction. And it says like we're a top 6 team in the country. So to me, I just like the willingness and the heart and the connectedness that our guys are looking at me with, Earlier, they were just like, you want me to do what? I'm like, yes, that's what I want you to do. And now they're looking at me like, okay, coach, I got it. This is going to be really difficult, but I see what you're saying. And Petty, after every game, he comes to me, he's like, coach, I got to get better at defense. And I just love it. And LaJuan's looking at me like, yeah. And I'm like, yes, this is it. This is what we're doing. And that's why I'm saying JT and Christian, because Don's been pretty consistent in his effort. But JT and Christian, the way they've anchored us and how they're playing has improved. And I would say we're moving in the right direction. And really, it's credit to our guys' intensity in practice and how we're practicing.
That's a real change of tune for him.
I completely agree with him. I think you are seeing much better effort at the defensive end. Whether or not guys are what they're looking at him like or what they're saying to him after practice. But what matters is what they're actually doing, and I think you are getting better effort from them on the defensive end.
Well, I mean, it's becoming evident because, in the last 3 games, Utah, you allowed 74, at Colorado 71, and at Houston, even though you lost, you allowed just 69 points, which is a far cry from what you allowed against Oklahoma State when they came in here and scored 80 on you. Mm-hmm. So I think it's really more the last 3, and maybe some of it started against Oklahoma State because that was kind of where like, okay, you can score 102, but guys, you can't give up 80 points because you're not going to necessarily score 102 every night.
You wouldn't think so.
Yeah, it's going to be, especially in the Big 12.
If you are, you're pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, you're scoring 82. You're pretty good. You can put the ball in the hoop, but you got to stop them too.
The Morning Drive podcast from Double T 97.3 is presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction. Jamie's question of the day on Double T 97.3 is brought to you by Connecticut of West Texas.
All right, gentlemen. Today we're talking Red Raider football. And by all accounts, it appears that you will have 3 really good running backs in your running back room, your running back committee, shall we say.
Oh, committee. That's right. Committee is what it was last year, yeah.
At this time last year, with Quentin Joyner being brought in, the assumption on my part, just want to speak for myself, not everybody else, was that he would be the lead guy, and the 2 returners that you have would be, secondary. Okay, Quentin was lost for the season. You saw 2 guys step up and really, really did a nice job. Cameron Dickey was in the running for Big 12 rushing crown. Came up a little bit short, but he had a great season. Jacoby Williams also had a great season, both running the football and catching the ball out of the backfield. I would like for you guys to predict for me the number of rushing yards next season for those 3 running backs. I'm trying to gauge who you think is going to be the lead dog and how much balance this offense will have between the 3 of them.
Okay.
So 3 numbers you're looking for here. Got it.
3, well, in each of associated with one of the players.
Well, I think Cam Dickey rushed for 1,124 yards net last year, and Jacoby Williams 868. I don't think they're going to reach those numbers. Okay.
Okay.
I think Jacoby Williams is going to do more out of the backfield catching wise than he did last year. And from a receiving standpoint, he had receiving yards of 388 last year. I'll say he's closer to 500. I think Cam Dickey's around 700, and I'll put Quentin Joyner at 1,200.
2,400 yards rushing just between the 3 of those.
Yeah, and we had
guys.
2,500 yards rushing last year, and between the 2 of them, Dickey and Williams, you had basically 2,000 yards, 1,992.
So torn on this because I think the 3 of them are going to be better. I think that with all three of them being able to run the ball, your offense will be more productive. I also think you're going to be passing the ball more with your quarterback next year and a guy that fits your system more. So I don't know that the opportunities will get there, but I think overall you're going to have more plays, if that makes any sense whatsoever. We'll say Joyner 1,000 yards. We'll go Dickey 800 and Williams 700. And that feels insane to say that out loud.
1,000 and then 9.
8 and then 7.
8 and 7. So that's 2,500 yards rushing there.
And that sounds insane.
Mm-hmm.
But
no, I don't think it sounds insane.
The talent is there, and I do think you're going to upgrade your offensive potency.
So we're basically this
It's 100 yards separating the three, but
having three guys over the yardage.
So you had
I had 1,200 for Quentin Joyner.
And you had 1,000.
Yeah,
and I had 8 for Cam, and I had 5 for Jacoby. So I had 2,500, and Jeff had 2,500.
Okay. Okay. I think Jacoby Williams is going to lead the team in all-purpose yards. I think he will lead this running back group in yards from scrimmage. But I think a decent chunk of them will come in the receiving game, whether he is coming out of the backfield or whether he's just flat out lining up in a slot spot. Okay, so I think his numbers will go down from last year. I believe Cameron Dickey will be the lead running back next year. I don't know how he can't go into the spring, into the fall as the lead guy with what he did this year. Okay, so give me Cam Dickey for 1,000. Give me Quentin Joyner for 700. And give me Jacoby Williams for about 350.
So you're at a little over 2,000 yards.
Yeah. I don't know how Cam doesn't go into the fall.
No, I think that makes a lot of sense.
As the lead guy, Quentin's coming off an injury. All the above. They're not going to overuse him early on. They're gonna ease him in. I think Cam's earned the right to walk into camp day one as the starter.
Is RB1. You don't ever hear that. You hear QB1 all the time. It's QB1, it's QB2. You don't ever hear RB1. So
I just think he's earned that spot, and he's got to lose it.
Okay. A couple of texters say might also have more of a quarterback run game, stealing yards from the running backs.
Absolutely.
And somebody else says you might add $500 yards for Brendan Sorsby.
I'd prefer the dollars. Although I think he's got enough.
I don't.
We gave him enough.
He's well cared for.
I don't know that there'll be designed runs though. When I think of running backs, it's designed runs. Obviously, it's not. I don't think Sorsby's going to be running 2 plays in a drive that aren't scrambles to get a first down, or everybody has just run deep and they're like, cool, well, no one wants to guard me, so I will go get these free. I don't think it's going to be designed runs a lot for him.
I think he'll have 3, 4, 5 designed runs per game. So that's not very far off from what you're saying.
And the question...
But he'll scramble some too.
Yeah.
So he probably will add 300 yards on the ground on the season, something like that. You have to subtract the sacks. So somewhere in there.
Do you want him running a whole lot?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't want him every play, but 5 times a game doesn't seem like a whole lot to me.
Enough to kind of keep him off guard a little bit.
Yeah, and be another weapon offensively.
Sure.
Yeah.
Your daily dose of sports and fun. This is the Morning Drive Podcast from Double T 97.3, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
A little more than dust in the wind this morning. More like dirt in the wind.
Furniture, trees, small houses, farm animals.
Yes. Goodness gracious.
Did your driver have a hard time driving you in this morning? Or did the wind bother him at all, or was he good?
He couldn't make it because it was...
I did talk to the big boss yesterday, Jeff, and see if he could get that done for Mr. Heinz.
He said he was going to work on it.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
I think he said right after he gets one, then I get one.
That is still, he's working on it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I didn't see any sense of urgency there in that.
You just never know.
Yeah. I was kind of surprised that you brought that up to him. I mean, that
You shouldn't be.
Well, I mean, for Jamie to kind of, exchange some, things like that was a little bit of a surprise.
What? Well, to have fun with the boss?
Office shenanigans, camaraderie.
At your expense?
Office shenanigans, camaraderie, not Jamie. Wow, Chuck.
Well, I mean, usually you're in your office, and I don't usually see you. I mean, outside your office during business hours. But yeah, I guess you were on your way out the door, I think, when you popped that off. So that was, he didn't have any interest in helping me with that. Man, it was really banging around this morning. It was like, I thought somebody was outside my house because of these cabinet doors that I have right outside our bedroom window on the side of the house were banging. I thought Cato Kalin was out there or something. It's like, maybe that's what it sounded like. Hey, good morning. It's 8:03 this morning here on the Morning Drive. Thoughts, comments, Yates Flooring Center chat line, Visual Edge IT hotline. We come to you from the First United Bank studio. Why are you shaking your head, Jeff?
Who was getting murdered, Chuck?
No, nobody. It just sounded like the wind. It sounded like somebody.
Yeah, Cato Kalin. Right. That's where that goes.
I thought he was just the driver.
No, he wasn't the driver. He was living in OJ's.
Who is the driver?
That was driving? The limo. Alan Parks, I believe, was his name.
Okay.
Or you think of the guy who driving the Bronco?
That was Al Cowlings.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, Al Cowlings. Yeah,
okay.
He was. I watched that.
For those of you who had the OJ trial being on your Morning Drive bingo card, congratulations.
It shocks me how much, how many things like that you can remember. Just boom, 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 boom. Very impressive. And how much you struggle with the names of our athletes at Texas Tech.
Oh, that's not true. That's not true. I know a lot of them. Like who? Who have I struggled with?
You struggle with a lot of them.
Like who?
Well, you just say their names wrong at times. You get the name wrong.
Every once in a while. I try. I mean, it's not like I'm trying to get their name wrong. I can't remember the last time I really got somebody's name wrong.
Okay.
Maybe
I can remember the last time you got somebody's name wrong.
Yeah?
You called him Jimmy.
I did call him Jimmy the other day. Just because he avoids you doesn't mean he avoids everyone else in the office.
I don't avoid Chuck. Chuck is he's always around talking to people, so he doesn't see really what's going on. He's a lot you miss when you're talking.
Oh yeah, there's no doubt about that. Yeah, no, you're not wrong on that. You have to, it's like that sign my mother gave me from my grandfather. You ain't learning nothing when you're talking. I don't know what happened to that sign.
We can get it remade. We can get the one that I had too. 2 ears, 1 mouth. Use them accordingly.
Yeah, you didn't really pay much attention to that one either.
You'd be surprised. On my dad's workbench growing up, I got they gave like monthly progress reports on stuff. Yeah. And I got a gold star sticker because I was starting to behave better in class. And my dad stapled that to his workbench.
Let's see here. And the names of his coworkers. Brandon. Yeah. That's fair. That's fair. Dear Chuck, it was the dreaded sawtooth article buzzards. Oh, Arctic buzzards, I think is what that meant. Banging on the windows this morning, maybe. Yeah. Yeah. Let's see here. The power hour is off to a heck of a start. The power hour. That's what the 8 o'clock hour is, Jamie. It's the power hour.
What is it?
Yeah. All right. We have the NFL tomorrow and Sunday. Tomorrow's going to be. It's a challenging day tomorrow. A lot of hoops tomorrow. Not much football, but man, it's going to be really, really good football tomorrow with the Bills and the Broncos. What kind of chance do you give the Bills tomorrow?
They have a chance. I mean, just like last weekend, need a defense to make a few stops here and there, and I think for the Bills to win, it has to be very similar to what you saw last week with Josh Allen being just about perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, he was epically good last weekend, and I think that's. There's just such a small margin for error for that team because of the struggles with their defense.
But don't you think though that the experience that the offense has, especially with what you've got at quarterback versus what the Broncos are throwing up there with, I know Bo Nix is really, really talented, and the Bills have Superman.
I think Bo Nix is really good, and I think he's got a better nucleus around him.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's got better receivers. I think he's got a better O-line, and he definitely has a better defense. So, I guess the hope for a Bills fan is that he's a young quarterback, and he's not really been in these kind of situations that much before, and that you'll have a chance because of that, and maybe he'll, be a little amped up and make a mistake here or there. That's ultimately what cost the Jaguars last week, just a couple of mistakes from Trevor Lawrence. But again, I just think it's a much better team overall, even though I'll rate Josh Allen ahead of Bo Nix, but I think Nix has got a lot more to work with.
And then the late game tomorrow, 49ers and the Seahawks. I just don't know enough about the Seahawks to sit here and go, wow. I feel like the 49ers, even though they're as banged up as they've been, they just figure out a way to win.
I think that the Seahawks are a really good team as long as they can keep Sam Darnold from turning the ball over. And that defense is really good as well. I think they've got enough pieces. It's just a matter of, does Darnold kind of not get in their way? But when he's not turning the ball over, he's a good quarterback.
Yeah.
But you could say that about a lot of guys.
All right, the NFL tomorrow on 100.7 The Score at 3 for the Bills and Broncos, and then 49ers and Seahawks at 7. Good.
This has been the Morning Drive Podcast, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction. Check out our library of Double T 97.3 podcasts at doublet97.3.com.